How's everybody doing today? Welcome in. My name is Sunny Sink, and I am here from Sacred Vision Society. And I thought that it would be really fun to create some trainings for you guys, to create some live events for you guys. Last week, we spent several hours putting together 3 carousel posts. It was so fun. I hope you guys all liked it. If you didn't, feel free to check that out. It is also on the YouTube channel. It would have been the last live before this, I think, that would be public. Hi, Kiki. How's it going? So if you're in Sacred Vision Society, you guys get first dibs on audits. So go ahead and drop your name, drop your ideal client, and drop your Instagram @ Also, one thing that I'd really like to know is, what is your goal with your social media right now? Are you looking for followers? So I have a couple of things to choose from here. Are you looking for followers, engagement, sales, clear content? What would you like me to be looking at your content for? What is the number one goal that you're trying to fulfill with your content currently? Welcome in, Vanessa. Hi, Shannon. Welcome in, guys. Yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Perfect. Thank you so much. So anyway, if you're in SVS and you would like an audit, let me know. If you're not in SVS, it's fine. I think that we'll have some time to get to people who aren't in SVS. So feel free to drop your drop your goal. Let me know what your ideal client is. Ideally, one of the things that I do look for when I'm doing these social media audits is that I should be able to tell your ideal client just by looking at your platform. But it's always good to just give me like a little sentence about your ideal client too. You haven't done much with Insta, Kiki? If you want me to look at a Facebook or something like that, I can do that as well. Okay, so we only have one person who signed up prior to the event. So I'm going to start on this. If you would like me to check your social media, drop the information below. Do you want me to put like a little banner real quick? Create a banner. We need handle. So you're at. We need ideal client and goal. So go ahead and drop those things, and let's go ahead and pop into Marie's social media. So Marie specifically said she is looking for leads, clients, sales, right? So I'm definitely going to be thinking about different things depending on your goals. And what I love about what Marie has here is it's very, very clear what Marie does. Do you need me to make this a little bit bigger, guys? I think that's better. Okay, so it's really clear what Marie does. Here we've got herbalist, tarot reader, and teacher. Now, the one thing about mixing mediums like herbalist and tarot reader is that you want to make sure that if you're mixing it onto the same account, that you are serving the same ideal client in herbalism and tarot. So this is really important. If you have 2 unique ideal clients, if you're helping 2 different types of people, you're going to want 2 different accounts. So that's one thing I would first look at, Marie. Are you trying to, and this was really hard for me in High Priestess Tarot School. The more that I went into spiritual business for SVS, which at the time was Tarot Practice Academy, but a lot of our tarot readers were doing things that were more than tarot, so we were a community of spiritual business owners instead of tarot business owners, but everything that I was doing on High Priestess Tarot School was tarot. So what I was trying to do is mix tarot, which has an ideal client of people who want to learn tarot, with spiritual business owners, which are not the same ideal client. And it always felt sticky. It always felt difficult. I always felt like I was trying to promote to 2 different audiences, and it was really, really hard. I am so happy that I split off into 2 different accounts. I have 2 different Facebook accounts. I have 2 different Instagram accounts now because they are helping 2 different ideal clients. So that's one thing to think about too. I love that you have here. This is really important. This information right here is one of the most important things on your account. You have helping busy women heal naturally, no diets, no burnout. This is a great call out for your ideal client. Now I know that you are looking to help people who are busy, who don't want to diet. You're helping them with gut, hormones, energy, spiritual health, and you have a free guide. So everything about this is perfect. You're calling out your free guide. You're calling out how you help your ideal clients. You're calling out your ideal clients. Oh, that's a not great time for the link tree to be down, huh? You might want to check, make sure your link tree is okay. It could just be a temporary outage right now. And also, if you like, Marie, and you want me to look at your link tree, I'll do that in the next Q&A. Because that is definitely important too. Making sure that your link tree is set up in a way that people know how they can work with you, making sure that they have a place where they can go to click to purchase from you is really important. Okay, so here we have natural health, thought, ancestral health, tarot in Wale, tarot with Babe, my Etsy store, highlights. Yeah, I like this. I think that you could make this even better by adding some actual highlight covers that are matching. And maybe to kind of think about narrowing it down into like 5 or 6, or at least making sure that the most important 5 or 6 are at the beginning. So maybe those are the ones that you sell from. So the ones that you're really wanting to monetize, bringing those to the front. But yeah, this is great. Okay, so now let's get into the content. The number one thing that I would love to see when I see somebody's profile is hooks on every single graphic. So what I notice right away is there's no hooks. You want your profile to be something that when somebody finds a post that they like, we want them to be able to click into you and to be able to look for other things that they might like too. That's the way you can create bingeable content, because the thing of it is for people to buy from us, they have to have 11 touch points or more. So the more that you can get them to view your other posts, the more that the more likely they're going to be to buy from you. And especially too, what you might want to consider is if you're mixing herbalist, tarot reader, diet content with tarot content, is a person who comes here for tarot content going to see some, herbalist content, and maybe they get a little bit bored? Another reason why you might want to separate it out into 2 accounts. So it looks like a lot of these are reels. And when it comes to reels, you can actually create a Canva graphic in order to have a really great hook on your image. So you don't even have to use, now when you're setting up your reel, you can actually click on cover. From there, you can actually select a spot along the video itself to show up as the cover graphic. But if you don't have a hook anywhere on it, then you definitely want to create a cover photo. So you can actually go in right now and edit these and put brand new covers on them, if you'd like to, for the reels at least. For the posts, you can't. But for the reels, you can actually add a photo cover later. When I am designing my content, let me go ahead and go to mine. When I'm designing my content, I make sure that the first thing that I think about is having that hook, right? Discover your tarot reader archetype, and also pinning your absolute best posts that you think people are really going to like. So people love my posts about combinations. They love discovering their tarot reader archetype. So that's why these are pinned here at the top. I'm also kind of celebrating how many members we have in the High Priestess Tarot School here with this one. So think about what posts you'd like to have. Make sure that those posts have very, very clear call to actions, or very, very clear hooks. But you really want to start creating your content to have clear hooks so that when somebody goes to your page, they know exactly what they're looking at and they can click and they can binge. It also helps when people run across it in their feed as well. So it is actually for two things. It helps with the feed and it helps with binge-worthy content. Let's see here. Okay, so that's kind of the visual aspect of your posts. Another thing that you want to do, and this is something I do in High Priestess Tarot School, is I always combine my information to work with me in every single post. And there's a lot of different ideas about this. There's a lot of people say that you should only have a call to action to pick like a promotional call to action and like one I think they say like around 40% of your posts. And maybe that's fine, but honestly, I do a lot of boosting of my posts, and so I like to be able to boost them as a conversion ad. And so I actually have on pretty much all of my posts, especially for High Priestess Tarot School, not as much for SVS because SVS doesn't have as many offers. But I have one on every single one. So here we've got reversals. Comment the world trial and I'll send you a free trial link. Obviously in Instagram, we can't put the actual link to whatever it is. So I always put comment whatever. So this is for a free trial. So this is for somebody who wants to try a 7-day free trial of the High Priestess Tarot School. I have a call to action here where somebody can actually work with me. And you'll see that pretty much on every single one. Comment the word trial for the link. And then on Facebook, I actually have the link here. This has confident. So this is comment below and I'll send you the link for the confident guide. Tarot reading with confidence. Oh, this is actually for the blog itself. So here I'm actually inviting people to check out the blog. So don't be afraid to include call to actions with, drop a sword if you've ever faced yourself in. So this is a good way to get people to communicate with you as well if you want to start a conversation. So one of the things that I do in my captions is I have a caption prompt and I can share it with you guys really quick. You guys can screenshot it and drop it into ChatGPT. But basically, the premise of the caption is that you want a different hook on the top of your caption as what you have on your post. So let me go to a post right here. Guessing isn't intuition, it's hesitation, right? This is my hook. You're not the only one who's guessed your way through a tarot reading. So right away, my post has two hooks. We have a hook on the graphic and a completely separate hook on the caption. So that is one of the things that I look for when I'm creating a post is two different hooks. And then save if you haven't ever save this if you've ever started a spread and second guessed every word. So if this is going to be beneficial to you, save this post. What I'm doing there is I'm actually able to see how many posts people have saved. And I'm able to see very clearly the posts that people find valuable. So saves don't mean a lot, I don't think, within the algorithm. But when somebody saves my post, and like, for example, if this post were to have 6 saves, but another post has a lot less saves, that tells me a lot. It tells me a lot about the messaging. It tells me a lot about how much value I had in this post. And I can tell you, I get most of my saves from carousels, not from single image posts. But what happens when you get a lot of saves is it tells you something about that content. It tells you what people are looking for and what people are resonating with. So anyway, and then I deliver value in every single post. A lot of times I have a call to action. So this is, do you want the link to the blog. If you do, drop a star. Sometimes it's follow me for more. So this is to get more followers. And so by having this sort of standard caption every single time, I'm hitting so many different areas. And let me tell you, my content, when I started using this caption, exploded. I went from 2 followers per day to 9 followers per day just by changing the hooks on the images and having this follow me at the bottom right here. So very important. Let me grab you that caption prompt, guys. Does anybody else want an audit? Go ahead and drop your information below if you'd like an audit, guys. Here's the caption prompt. You guys can screenshot it. You can even drop the screenshot itself into ChatGPT. So here I have start with a hook that's different from the visual. So whenever I'm creating my content, I'm asking, like for a hook for the graphic and for a hook for the caption, include a lazy CTA, save this post, keep the brand voice consistent, using line breaks for readability. This is really important. If you have a big block of text, people aren't going to read it. So the more spacing, the more really good spacing you can have in your caption, the better. Incorporate SEO keywords, tag myself to encourage following for more tips, provide bonus tip or extra value, place the main CTA before the secondary CTA, and with relevant hashtags. So just changing to this caption and to having really good hooks has made such a big difference in my content and followers. Okay, so back to you. I think that those are the big things, is to maybe add, it does look like you have some pinned here. So when it comes to the pinned ones, make sure they have really good hooks. Make sure that they are directly inviting people to do something, to work with you. And if they are videos, change the graphic to add a new cover with a hook on it. And as you're creating more and more content, make sure that there is a very clear hook on the screen. It looks like that you could also work on your branding. So another suggestion that I would give you, Marie, is to go through the Sacred Vision Activation. This is a meditation to help you activate your vision. It'll help you with brand colors, brand images, things like that for your branding. I would definitely recommend that. And you can find that right on my YouTube channel. Let me see if I can just view my channel itself, like as if I was anybody. View your channel. Perfect. So under videos, you will see the Sacred Vision Activation right here. It's a really short video. What it does is it helps you get your subconscious. This isn't about deciding on a 3-year plan. This isn't like left brain. This is actually coming from the subconscious. So we're intentionally bringing from the subconscious the different ways that your brand frequency would like to show up. And then we're decoding that into your business, everywhere in your business. So in addition to watching this Sacred Vision Activation, what I'd love for you to do is grab the worksheet. So I've included the worksheet there, right there in the video. Write it down. Use ChatGPT to decode it. I actually have instructions in the blueprint. You could actually grab this for $27, or you get it for free in Sacred Vision Society. But basically, I walk you through how to decode your vision as well, how to apply that vision to your branding. There's 22 lessons in the blueprint that'll really help you do that. So basically, you're gonna take your vision, you're gonna drop it into ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, how can you help me with this? How can you decode this? You know, here's some like deeper, what colors and elements stand out, what tone or brand voice is evoked by this vision, what symbols or archetypes. This can help you like make a really easy brand board, mood board. A lot of times too, I think it's really important to define your aesthetic. And then from there, you can have ChatGPT create a graphic based off of that aesthetic to make sure that it matches and it feels good for you. So basically, after you're done with your vision activation, you're going to want to decode that vision. And then throughout this process here in the blueprint, I walk you through step by step how to apply that vision in all areas of your business and how to use AI to help anchor that frequency and that vision for you. Vanessa says, oh, let's do it, Vanessa. Let's see. Divine Shadow Priestess. I found you. Perfect. Okay, so goal is to create content, inspire, and learn more about myself, exploring my voice. Awesome. Perfect. So, first off, let's take a little peek here. We've got a very beautiful graphic here. I'm seeing a lot of continuity in your graphics already, which I think is great. Divine Shadow Priestess, Somatic Mystic, Time Weaver. I help women reclaim their sovereignty. This is good. I might even take these and put like a couple of these in a row so that they come out just a little bit more. Having even one less line would be good, but you've got 4 of these here, so you could put 2 of them on a line as long as it allows for that. Let's check your Linktree. Linktree looks great. Looks like a website, right? Etsy, Facebook group, Instagram, very well labeled here. I'm not wondering what I'm going to be finding on the other side. It's also branded with the rest of your graphics, so that's great. Let's see. So first off, just making sure that you have really great hooks here on each of these. Like I said, if you want bingeable content, you want people to see the hooks and you want them to jump into your content. Something like this might even be better as the second graphic to a carousel, right? So have a hook on the first one. You could even have the exact same image, right? On the first graphic, have the hook, and then have this as the second graphic. This is great. Another thing too, when it comes to text, is maybe just mixing a little bit more text styles. I feel like that helps things kind of stand out a little bit when it comes to the images. This is great. This is definitely like a motivational post. This is like an embodiment post. I have a lot of these on Sacred Vision Society because I have less offers over there, so I'm not always necessarily promoting an offer. A lot of them are more inspirational. And I think one of the things that this is really good for, Vanessa, is for finding our voice too. When we're creating posts like this and we're thinking about the things that we needed to hear when we were in our client's position, and we're creating posts based off of that for them, I think it's really awesome. Yeah, these are great. I think I would just, one of the things that I've been doing is I put it on my graphic. So for example, if I wanted this text, I would put it in multiple different text styles and I would put it over this graphic, but I would really fade the graphic down. So let me show you, because your content is a little bit more like Sacred Vision Society's. So here, I'm not here to be liked, I'm here to be undeniable. You can tell that I've got 3 different text styles. And I've got it over like a powerful graphic, like what you do. And then I just fade this graphic down a little bit and add a dark cover to it. And so just kind of thinking about like where you want to draw in people's eyes when it comes to that, because what you're doing is really connecting. And so having content that they're able to really clearly see the hook to is going to be great. And it's not as important to have, for example, a call to action, right? So like this is a call to action slide. If you're not really promoting an offer right now, you're just connecting and exploring your voice and exploring, like who you are as a business. Really just focus in on the aesthetics and your hooks. So make sure that you have a hook in both the graphic and the text. And yeah, just keep exploring. I think that it looks beautiful. I love your visuals. I see some of these popping up on Facebook too, and they're really good. These are good too. And if you want to continue promoting, because this looks like a product, right? A digital product. Yeah, for your Etsy store. You can create carousels around these and have this be the call to action slide. Also, you're going to want a hook at the top for your call to actions. But you could talk about all of the aspects. So on your Etsy store, you probably have multiple images for each listing. You could actually include all of those listing images in your carousel, and make sure that in this last one you have your Etsy at, and also have a hook. Yeah, it's really, really helpful. It just helps things stand out, But this is great, and I love how much you're posting. And do you feel like you're getting any traction on your posts? A couple likes here and there? Have you noticed the most popular types of posts yet? This one did really well with the 3 likes. I noticed that, I feel like we start to get really good information about our posts when we get up to around 800 followers. But this one is your most liked post right here. Anybody else want an audit, guys? Any questions about that, Vanessa? All righty. Well, I guess that's all for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Do you have to use Etsy? What do you mean, Shannon? Are you talking about for tarot readings? You don't. You definitely don't. You can use Etsy for tarot readings. Oh, are you asking about a different platform, Tidu? Hmm. So I guess something that I'd love to say about Tdoo is there's just a join now and a login. So like I can't imagine they have the traffic that Etsy has. Um, so anybody can go to Etsy and purchase and view things. Let me go to my Etsy really quick. So, people can go to Etsy, they can view things. There's just so much there's so much there, and also Etsy promotes your items. So, I have an Etsy store. I would definitely choose Etsy over another similar product until they are, more established, until they have things like advertising and things. I do pay, I think it's $30 a month for advertising on Etsy, but you don't have to, and I still get found without that because Etsy does take some of my items and it places them in ads of their own, which I think is really cool. Um, so I would recommend Etsy or even both if that's possible. I love that, Kiki. I think that that's a time when people look for tarot readings, and I don't know if you're planning on also doing coaching too, but I feel like a lot of people are looking for coaching and tarot readings at that time in their life already. You're welcome. Coaching as well. Are you gonna drop your hat? Is it the Miss Lady Kiki? Looks like this is more of a personal one, but I found you. I'll follow you back. Oh, you're welcome. Is that the one you want me to look at, Kiki? Oh, Kiki's Insightful Breakthroughs. Kiki's Insightful Breakthroughs. Didn't bring anything up. Let me put in Insightful. Yeah, do you have your at, Kiki? Oh, no S. Kiki Insightful. I'm just going to try exactly what you have here. I'm sorry, I'm not finding it, Kiki. I'm going to put in your name, see if that helps. Yeah, the only one comes up is the Miss Lady Kiki. When I put in your name. Is it on your circle? Let me go check on circle. Maybe you have a link to it over there. Oh, you have your personal one over there? Is this the right Instagram then? Is this the one you want me to look at, Kiki? Because this was on circle. So this looks like it's a personal account. Are you wanting to take your personal account, transfer it to a business account? Are you wanting to have them separate? Because you can transform your personal account into your business account. However, it might be better to just have them separate. I know that I have my personal account, and I also no, that's not it. Okay. Okay, perfect. Is it on your Facebook maybe? Let me see if I can find your Facebook. I found your Facebook page. Yeah, it has the Miss Lady Kiki over there too. On your Facebook page. I can try searching it on my phone too. Do you follow me, Kiki, on it? Because I'm sure if you followed me over here, I would have followed you back. Let me check the people I'm following. Followers. Yeah, I don't think you're following me on Sacred Vision Society. Can you tell me what the at is at the top? So when you're looking at it, this right here is what I need to find you. It's not very clear, is it? See where it says High Priestess TS? That's your actual at. So if you could give me that, your actual at, I should be able to find you. And if it says you're following Sunny Sync, that's interesting because that could be my personal. Let me pop into my personal account. Oh, Facebook, not Insta. Okay, perfect. I had your Facebook open just a second ago. I can reopen it. Yeah, I did find your Facebook. By the way, I am loving your branding. It is absolutely beautiful. This is great. Are you trying to get conversations on WhatsApp through it? I like this. If you have more space here, one thing that I might put at the end would be, like who you are and what you do, like a little blurb about that. Right underneath this intro. And you said your goal. Gain clarity on purpose. Perfect. So it's still just kind of in the exploration phase. New services coming soon. Love it. Reviews coming soon. So you don't actually have any services yet, right? That people can book into? I would maybe take your Instagram off until you get a business Instagram. And once you start promoting products, you will want to have a specific business Instagram for it. I think that for me, I was going to sign up for somebody's $27 offer. It was actually Evelyn. And the first thing I did was I went and checked out her Instagram. I feel like it's a big part of understanding who somebody is and how they help people. And for me, I would have never signed up with her if she didn't have an established Instagram presence. So it is a part, I think, of having a business that's really important. I love how you pinned this. This is such a great one to pin. It's perfect. One thing that I noticed about especially ChatGPT's image generation is they're not the right size. So one of the ways that you can combat that is to actually put it in a Canva graphic that is the right size. So just up like an Instagram 4x5, I think is the size, and then drop it in there and then add a little background to the back, and it'll actually look better on screens because it'll be bigger within this window. Oh, this is so great. I love that you're sharing this. This is so good. Yeah, I love these. I think that these are great. I think the one thing I would do is like just make a regularly sized post graphic with it. Instead of just dropping, I'm assuming you're just dropping the ChatGPT generated photo. It'll just help it show up better on people's screens. That's gorgeous. Yeah, I think that this is good. I think making sure that you have the hooks will be really good. And then once you're ready to start promoting an offer, you'll want to make sure to add that in. But right now, you're giving really great actionable information. Actually, this is really good, very valuable. This is a value-based post right here. Very, very nice. Maybe adding a caption. One thing that I really try to do when I'm creating my captions is making sure that the captions give new information. It doesn't have to all be new information, but it also doesn't necessarily have to completely restate what's already in the graphics. But yeah, I think that this is great. I think that this is a really great way to just kind of connect with people, teach people who you are. You're adding value. That's one of the things that I've worked on over the past several months too. And I'm more consistent than others when it comes to value. So like if I'm for example, in Sacred Vision Society, I was working so hard on that blueprint. I wasn't working on my content as much. So my content was a little bit less valuable, right? So I had a lot of these single image posts with a little value here. But now that I've finished the blueprint, I've started really working on adding more value to each and every one of my posts. I created these ones with you guys last week. Just like really adding that value in now that I have a little bit more time to spend on social media. I definitely find that the more valuable your posts are, the better that they do, and especially when it comes to conversions. I know that's not your goal right now, but anybody who's looking to get sales, having a lot of really great value in their posts is really, it makes a big difference. Yes, that's amazing, Kiki. I'm so excited. And I think that social media is a great way to explore that too. And noticing, like, when does resistance come up when you're posting something? When are you softening your language? When are you feeling yourself pulling back? Are you pulling back out of fear? Because a lot of times fear comes from growth. Or are you deciding not to because it doesn't feel like who you want to be, right? So just kind of noticing those sorts of things and allowing yourself, you and Vanessa have both done a lot of work on your blueprint. And so allowing yourself to start to step into that version of you is using social media to help you do that is a really valid form of when it comes to changes, we're really scared of big changes. So it can be that little baby step into that new version of you and to kind of explore that for yourself. I love that. Any other questions, guys? Any final questions before we wrap up? You're so welcome. I'm so excited to see how it evolves, Kiki. And let me know when you get your business Instagram up. Alrighty, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. By the way, next week we will be having an event at the same time. I will be walking you guys through how I create my events. So it's going to be offer based. I'm going to be talking about how to create an offer. I'm going to be creating a 10-day challenge, but the same steps are true no matter what type of offer you're creating. And I'm going to have something really cool for the SVS members as well. So anyway, I hopefully will see you guys at the same time next week. Bye, everybody.